Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so our second to the last topic before we start reviewing for our test, and mixing all of this together, is now finding a cubic relationship. Recall that it's x to the third power, and recall that we want to find the differences between our y values. And we're going to do this multiple times. Now, what I do want to stress is, if you're able to do the mental work here and show the value, awesome. But if not, then we can show that work, and we can use a calculator to help support ourselves. So I can say, what's negative 2, subtract, and negative 3? And what I get? It's a positive 1. Alright, so how do I do that mathematically? Well, here, minus and negative turns us into like addition, just like we're adding. And so negative 2 plus 3, so these two guys would turn into an addition symbol. So negative 2 plus 3, because the negative times the negative is positive, is how we get that positive 1. Okay, so we can keep it up. So we have 5 minus negative 2. Okay, so yet again, I can come here, and 5 subtract negative 2, and I get 7. Yet again, how do I do this mathematically? I think it'll be better to use red instead of that. So the minus and the negative becomes an addition symbol. So 5 plus 2 becomes 7. Alright, so we can keep this up. So 24 minus 5, we know that that's 19. But if you want to double check it, and it's better to be safe than to make a little mistake along the way. And if you notice, I can do all the other ones pretty quickly. So I can say, okay, what's 61 minus 24? And that gives me 37. So already I can see what the difference here is. So 61 minus 24 equals 37. And then here, so 122 minus 61. Okay, and we get 61 again. Okay, so now as I move on and we start finding these differences, I'm going to use a calculator, and if you want to do the differences yourself, you can. I'll set up both methods so that you can see them, but choose how you want to do it. So to kind of model it, if I want to use a calculator, okay, so I know the differences between those two, that this is 7 minus 1. Whoops, I typed a letter in there. Alright, so 7 minus 1 is 6. Okay, so we have 19 minus 7. Alright, and I get 12. Over here, 37 minus 19. And I get 18. And over here, last one, 61 minus 37. And I get 24. So what we have right now, this is our first difference. This is our second difference. But hopefully you've started to see the pattern here. So 6 to 12, 12 to 18, and 18 to 24 all increase by 6 to kind of show that. Bottom minus top, so 12 minus 6, 18 minus 12, and 24 minus 18. Boom. So each one of these has a rate of change of 6. And this guy right here is our third difference. Okay, so when we come to the next table, you have some options here. With the next table, you can choose to turn this table like this one here, and then go and find those differences. Or we can do it from here, and I like to model it here, and those that want to turn it vertical like the table above, we can do that. But alright, here we go. So it's the second value minus the previous value, or the new minus the old. So 40 minus 41. So I want to find the change here, 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 and here. Okay, so 40 minus 41 is negative 1. We have 33 minus 40, so negative 7. (14) minus 33, so that's negative 19. Alright, negative 23, subtract 14, negative 37. Negative 84, subtract negative 23. We get negative 61. So for those that feel really comfortable in this part, if you want to turn it, show that work along the way, it's fine. If you're using the calculator to support yourself, this is what I want to see, that first difference. Okay, so now we can go find the second difference. What I can notice here is they're decreasing, and now we can go through. I'm going to do this one a little bit faster. So negative 7, subtract negative 1 is negative 6. Negative 19, subtract negative 7 is negative 12. Negative 37, subtract negative 19 is negative 18. And negative 61, subtract negative 37 is negative 24. Okay, so we're still not getting a constant pattern, but we are starting to see something here that looks linear. Okay, so one more time. So negative 12 minus negative 6 negative 18 minus negative 12. And what I'm hoping is that some of you already see this along the way, and as you start to see that, then you can work faster. So negative 24 subtract negative 18 is negative 6. And this is what we were looking for here. So yet again, it's our third difference that's constant. Okay, so to conclude this part of it all, to have a cubic relationship, the third difference must be constant. But something really special about this is, like the quadratic function, is it cannot be 0. So it has to be a positive or a negative number. Our parent cubic function, to go back to that, is f of x equals x to the third power. And keep in mind that you can change out the f of x with a y, and they mean the same thing.